Imagine if you could tap the deep, systemic benefits of a multi-day water fast whenever you wanted without actually enduring a long, brutal fast. What if a few specific ingredients could flip your cell's genetic cleanup switch on demand? And what if the main trigger for that switch was probably sitting in your kitchen pantry right now? Olive oil. I know what you're thinking. Olive oil has calories, it's pure fat, so doesn't that ruin a fast? How could that possibly reproduce fasting's benefits? The answer is we're not using it for calories. We're using it as a Trojan horse. It delivers a signaling molecule that effectively tricks your body into switching on powerful repair and longevity pathways. This program is grounded in cutting-edge biochemistry, and I'll break it down for you. I'll split the video into clear parts: how to use olive oil during a fast, another fat dose oil option, and a final ingredient that amplifies the effect. So let's dive in. KD added also, I put a link below for buy if interested and share off your first Thrive Market order plus a free gift worth up to $1. Lictors if you want higher quality foods and ingredients, that link's in the top line of the description. Back to the mechanism. The master switch here is a single olive oil phenolic called oleuropein, the compound responsible for the sharp, bitter, peppery throat tickle you get from high-quality, early harvest extra virgin olive oil. If your oil tastes smooth and buttery, it won't trigger the same effect. Gustier Gourmet, how does oleuropein fool your body? It hijacks your core metabolic toggle. Inside every cell, two opposing signals compete: mTOR, the growth fast abundance sensor that shuts down cellular cleanup when nutrients and insulin are high, and AMPK, the low fuel sensor that silences mTOR, the low fuel sensor that silences mTOR and unleashes the cell's cleanup and repair machinery. Oleuropein has been shown to activate AMPK and inhibit mTOR, thereby promoting autophagy and cellular maintenance. This is the crucial point. By consuming just a tiny amount of a specific peppery extra virgin olive oil, you can manually flip the AMPK master switch. You're literally sending a powerful low fuel signal even when your body hasn't been in a long fast. That's a serious biohack. You don't have to be fasting to bypass the normal waiting period and jump straight to the benefits. No, you're not in the same caloric deficit that a true fast creates, but the downstream signaling is what matters. So you've used olive oil to flip AMPK. What happens next? By silencing mTOR, AMPK frees up the cell's most potent repair system, autophagy. Think of autophagy as your cell's special forces that launch coordinated strikes on multiple forms of dysfunction, mitochondrial failure, misfolded proteins, and more. First, autophagy clears out protein aggregates, those misfolded clumps that clog cellular machinery and form plaques and tangles linked to chronic disease and metabolic breakdown. Next, it hunts down damaged mitochondria, the cell's power plants. When mitochondria fail, they don't just stop producing energy, they leak free radicals, cause oxidative stress, damage DNA, and oxidize lipids. So, mitophagy, the autophagy of mitochondria, isolates and removes these leaky, dangerous power units. Then, autophagy targets senescent zombie cells, damaged cells that refuse to die and instead spew inflammatory signals that harm nearby tissue, creating that chronic low-grade inflammation I call inflammaging. Autophagy is one of the few systems that can remove those zombies. Finally, autophagy helps reboot and regulate the immune system. Immune cells rely on it to clear pathogens they engulf and to modulate their inflammatory signaling. So without robust autophagy, immunity becomes weak and dysregulated. Now, I'm not saying fasting is the only way to trigger autophagy. Exercise, sauna, and other stresses do it too, but this olive oil approach is a potent shortcut when you can't or don't want to do a multi-day fast. In a moment, I'll show you exactly how to schedule it, when to take the olive oil, how much, and how to combine it for the biggest effect. But first, I wanted to make sure the framework was clear. KD added, so flipping that AMPK switch with olive oil is step one. How do we make the effect exponentially stronger? We bring in reinforcements, ketones. Ketones aren't just fuel, they're sophisticated signaling molecules. You don't strictly need to be in deep nutritional ketosis to benefit, though when you use this olive oil protocol, you'll often be ketone primed. To amplify the effect, use an amplifier like CBOT MCT oil. It's the fastest MCT for your liver to convert into ketones. You're already in a low fuel state from the olive oil trigger. Autophagy is primed. And adding CBAT supplies stable brain fuel while boosting ketone production so you feel sharper and better. If you don't want MCT or want an additive boost, exogenous ketones such as beta hydroxybutyrate BHB work too. Ketones act as epigenetic modulators. They inhibit HTAC enzymes, which unlock longevity programs in your DNA that releases transcription factors like FOXO-SEN that turn on stress minus, resistance, and DNA repair pathways, essentially upgrading your cellular software. Ketones are also direct anti-inflammatory signals. BHB binds receptors such as GPR-E-beta-LING-Ju-A on beta hosts and immune cells, reducing inflammatory free fatty acid release and producing a whole-body anti-inflammatory effect. BHB also influences the HIF-E pathway, SPATE-HIF for E pathway, improving mitochondrial efficiency and teaching mitochondria to use oxygen more cleanly with less waste. KD added, this is why combining an AMPK trigger with ketone amplifiers creates a potent synergistic reset. So what does the protocol actually look like? Instead of a RC-hour water fast, which I still recommend sometimes, eat dinner the night before and use this protocol through the following day in place of normal meals. Take one dose in the morning and another in early afternoon to flood your system with autophagy and repair signals. Step 1 is the olive oil base. Step 2 is the ketone amplification. In a glass, take 1 to 2 teaspoons of a really high quality extra virgin olive oil. You can use a bit more, but why add unnecessary calories? Then add an amplifier, a teaspoon of CBAT MCT oil, or a serving of exogenous ketones or .NA. Both MCT gives your liver the fastest natural boost to make ketones, while exogenous BHB raises levels directly. Keep taking a teaspoon or 2 of olive oil every few hours, because the autophagy triggering signal from the olive oil phenolic oleuropein appears to last roughly 2 to 3 hours based on animal studies, so you want to maintain the signal throughout the day. KD added simple, repeatable, and easy to do at home. There's a real-world variation. Dr. Domagugastino described a sardine fast roughly woobat calories of sardines packed in olive oil per day. For a couple of days, which produced fasting-like benefits while preserving calories and muscle. Before we summarize, remember, calories matter less than insulin here. Insulin is the signal that blocks mTOR suppression and gets in the way of AMPK activation. So the goal is to avoid insulin spikes, not to obsess over every calorie. That said, don't go overboard on oil. You probably won't drink Arling calories of olive oil. Try to keep it near or under Chibite-Worscher's calories total if you're being conservative. Recap, takeaway 1, you're mounting a systemic attack on inflammation, clearing senescent zombie cells, recycling damaged mitochondria, reducing free radicals, and engaging the GPR-E-beta-LING-Ju-A fat pathway to calm whole body inflammation. Takeaway 2, you're rebooting immune intelligence by promoting autophagy in immune cells, making them more efficient at clearing pathogens and regulating inflammation. Takeaway 3, you're unlocking longevity programs. Ketones act as HDAC inhibitors, releasing transcription factors like FOXO-SEN and other repair pathways. Takeaway 4, you're building metabolic flexibility, training your body to run on ketones, increase autophagy, and switch more easily between fat and carbohydrate fuel, a direct strike at the root causes of metabolic disease. This is a tool you can deploy whenever you want a deep cellular, metabolic, and genetic reset without committing to multi-day water fasts. Do it for 1 day or 2. The core action is simply adding olive oil and capitalizing on oleuropein plus an optional ketone amplifier. I did another video on protein pacing that went viral. It shows a different fasting strategy for reducing visceral fat, so check that out if you want more options. And as always, I'll see you. So remember, this isn't just about fasting, diets, or quick fixes. This is about teaching your body to heal itself from within.